Time now to get over to the kitchen and check in with ABC7 Culinary Director Judi Gallagher for the first time. Hi, Judi.
Well, hi there, Scott. I have a bright and sunshiny recipe today to celebrate a break in the weather. I'm making a quinoa dish. A lot of people have asked me, could I make a dish that either could have meat on top of it or not necessarily? Well, you asked and I've delivered. One of my secret finds for people that don't have a lot of time is you can buy this quinoa lemon and herb mix. They have different varieties and get some with potatoes right over at the Fresh Market. It takes a total of 20 minutes, has everything you need. You're going to cook it 20 minutes in a pot of boiling water. You simmer it and it has all the great things that you need. Now that alone is easy enough. You can have that for either just a side dish, or you can add to it. We're going to actually add to it. I've marinated some chicken thighs, and what I usually do is pick up like a Moroccan type of dressing, preferably no oil, will keep down those calories. And I'm just going to put the chicken thighs to marinate. They can marinate up to 2 days. So buy the chicken thighs on sale when they're $2.99 a pound, and you can make this recipe anytime you want. I'll be back in just a few minutes to start cooking. It is, and it's healthy. So we have our chicken thighs. They've marinated. I did them about 48 hours in a no-oil Moroccan dressing. Use various ones, but keep it light and simple. Now we're going to get into the process of making something similar to a mock tabbouleh. So we're going to take all that great flat leaf parsley and some scallions, and then we're going to take some olive oil, and we're going to go a bit generous because we have to mix in the quinoa as well. We're going to salt and pepper, and I'm going to add either Moroccan seasoning or Italian seasoning or Greek seasoning. Whatever you grab is going to be fine. Watch those sleeves in that griddle pan. And just to give that a bump of flavor. Dried oregano to me kind of goes with just about anything. So this in itself is going to sit here just for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then I will mix it in the next segment with the quinoa that's completely done, and I have it at room temperature. This is a great dish that you can serve cold. Room temperature is going to be perfect if you're bringing it to a beach picnic or a pool party. There's no mayonnaise in it, so you don't have to worry about that. The chicken and the feta cheese we need to be a little careful about. Speaking of the feta, after about, say about 2 or 3 minutes, when the parsley and the scallions have just come together with the oil and the seasoning, I'm going to add some feta cheese, and I've already crumbled that up. My rule of thumb usually is to buy the block of cheese and crumble it with your own hands, because every time oxygen is incorporated into something like cheese that's pre-crumbled, you're losing the flavor. So we want to gain that flavor. So we're going to use the juice of a half lemon, and then when we go on break, I think I'll add some lemon zest. I got to just take those seeds out right there. Keep my hand right there, just in case we catch any more like I just did. And then we'll just do the lemon juice. And this just becomes this beautiful little marinade right there in itself. I think it's time to add a little bit more olive oil, just a little bit, and we'll keep that process of marinating. Now's the point where I'm just going to add in some red onion. The red onions right now are running really strong, so besides the tears, you're probably going to cut the amount in half because they're bitter, and hopefully all these ingredients are going to soften them out a little bit, but give you a little bite, and by all means you can omit it because you already have the scallions. They're in the onion family. Chicken looks like it's just about done. Fantastic. So when we come back, we'll mix up the quinoa to make this tabbouleh salad, add some more vegetables, and get ready for a light, luscious lunch. Scott, that's right. So I've marinated the flat leaf parsley with the scallions, little red onion, and feta cheese. An abundance of flavors coming out of this. I have olive oil, zest of lemon, lemon juice. Let's put that all into the cooked quinoa. And remember, I bought some of the quinoa that comes already flavored over at the Fresh Market. Really good choice to use because you can get some with potatoes and onions in it, or mustard seed. I love the one with mustard seed. So let's give this a good stir, and we want to make sure we get every little bit because this is the good stuff. Now, as the olive oil from the tabbouleh style style gets absorbed into the quinoa. It may become a little dry, so we want to taste it again and make sure just before we serve it. It might need just a fresh sprinkle of a little more olive oil. Now this alone right here is just perfect. I could eat bowls full of this, but I'm gonna bump it up even more. I have some rainbow Swiss chard, and I just washed it. I took down the thicker part of the stems. You want to be careful because they're going to get too chewy. You ever go to a restaurant, you order like a kale salad and it's too chewy? That's because they haven't broken it down and taken out that ribbing. So we can take out a little of the ribbing and it still leaves that bright color, super healthy, get all those good nutrients in there. And now let's add some organic grape tomatoes and some orange peppers. Yellow, red, and orange peppers are better because they don't give you the heartburn. And now my super secret tip that I recently found, again over at the Fresh Market, and this I'm sure you can find in several different places, but this is so yummy. It's called the Good Bean. And what they are they're crispy chickpeas. Now I'll make them at home with Moroccan seasoning in my oven, but now you can get them in a bag. It's going to cost about $4 or $5, and you're going to put that right in at the end. So if you're going to have leftover, what you don't want to do is add these because they will get soggy in the fridge, but you can just put them on top. I'm going to put out a big platter of this because I know everybody at the station's a little hungry today and the sun's out. They can make their plate and go sit outside for a few minutes. So this looks really good. We've got the marinated chicken breasts, and what we're going to do is just bring them over and I'm going to just slice them up. They're perfectly grilled. And a griddle pan, you know what works great, are George Foreman grills. I love them. And it's easier than going out in the hot weather to have to light the grill. And it's perfect for people that live in a condo. So we're going to do the chicken thighs. They're boneless and skinless. We're going to put it right on top of the quinoa. So when I come back, I think John Scalzi and Scott are going to really like this lunch today. Healthy and light, but full of flavor. We are.
Always good stuff, Judy. Good stuff. This is tasty.
Light and fresh. And, you know, quinoa really is kind of the new version to replace potatoes and things like that. But getting the quinoa that already has some bright flavors in it, like the mustard seed and the lemon, really good way to start. Made it Tabullah style, added some of that rainbow Swiss chard and some chopped vegetables for crunch. And how do you like those little chickpeas
Delicious.
that are, yeah?
Oh, it's wonderful. Yeah,
nice little
stuff.
snack and crunch and light and healthy. So this is going to be, you can serve it room temperature, cold. It can be fine for the next day.
And quinoa's got such a high percentage of protein. I think it's the highest highest percentage of protein of any grain that there is. So
I tend to eat quinoa for breakfast when I'm on the next, because it just kind of fills me up and gets me started for the day. Kind of like an oatmeal fix.
Sure. Why not? Good roughage too, you know?
That's right. We're being healthy but flavorful. You've got those chicken thighs that, you know, because it's dark meat, it's got more fat in it, but really good flavor.
Oh, really good flavor. Recipe on our website, mysuncoast.com. Click on the dining button, and it'll take you right there. Thanks, Judy.
Thank you.
Scott?